Before I start the video, let me get the greetings out of the way. I'm going to quote somebody that I have followed on YouTube for a very long time. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy everybody, Happy Holidays, and if you have a problem with that, then Happy Shut the F Up Day. Alright, what I have here is a laptop that was found at a thrift store. Now this laptop is a Gateway Solo 9500. I don't know anything about this, but it was basically begging me to pick this thing up, so I did, and brought it home and decided to fire it up and see what is interesting about this laptop. Now, of course, the condition on this laptop is used, obviously. You can definitely tell by just looking at the little mouse pad how, like, worn out it looks. The keyboard looks fine. Nothing appears to be broken or anything. The sticker is definitely worn out, but the most interesting about it are the specs. Now, just looking on the outside of this computer, I see that there is, of course, the Ethernet plug, a floppy disk, and a CD-ROM drive, which is a bonus in my opinion. A couple of USB ports. On the back, there is the VGA output. Looks like a printer port, serial, S-video, parallel. But the one thing that it caught my attention was on the side, it had an optical input, which I've never seen on laptops before, and this is kind of new. Unfortunately, it doesn't fit with the optical that I have for my soundbar, so I'm going to assume it's going to need a specific one. Now, what I'm going to do is get this thing cleaned up. So I'm going to take some rubbing alcohol and I'm just going to kind of wipe it down, kind of get it a little bit clean, especially on the sticker. Now, there is an easier way of removing that sticker, and what I do is I start peeling on the sides, and then I take my thumb and kind of get it to stick on it, and then slowly start removing it while being... It's weird to explain, but the way I would say it's kind of like rolling with it, like you're kind of rolling the tape off with your thumb, but it's stuck to it and you're gripping on it. There's no other easy way I could explain it, but basically you're just attaching the sticker to your thumb and you're just peeling it off as you go, like you're following with it. And from there, just do some final touches, so wiping down the keyboard, wiping down the monitor, wiping down all over. We just want to make sure this thing is clean. As for the Gateway logo, I'm not too sure where I can get replacements for it on this laptop. I'll probably have to do some research to see if I can get like the emblem back on that top part of the laptop so it's not missing it and it looks kind of weird. Now, originally, this did not come with its power supply. I had to find it separate. So, while this one has a lower output, it still powers the laptop just fine, and I haven't had any problems with it. So, let's go plug this thing in and get it started. Oh, by the way, the battery is not working, so I have to keep this thing plugged in. And to find a replacement battery is pretty tough. Alright, we're just booting into this laptop, everything's looking good, and oh, hi again. Alrighty, and here we are. Now just checking on the computer and adjusting the screen. As you can tell, we only have 64 megabytes of RAM, and I'll explain why this is kind of weird. While I was scooping through the hard drive and backing up drivers so I can put a new hard drive in there without having to keep this guy's personal data in there, I did notice that there was a text file, like a sort of receipt from Gateway, that is basically saying that they created this laptop the way that it should be and that it's passing like inspection to make sure all the hardware is intact and everything is good to go. So we can confirm that some of these are in there except for the 128 megabyte RAM in there, so I'm not too sure why that is. But otherwise it does have an 8 Ti graphics card and 8 megabytes, so that's really nice to have. 10 gigabyte hard drive, which it is in there. Basically on this laptop it has everything in there, so nothing seems to be modified or anything, even the Pentium 3 that's in there, so that is a big bonus. And lastly, I just want to go over the audio. So we have an ESS Algoro, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, PCI audio card, so that's really nice. Okay, well, before I jump into games, I actually have a program here called WinBench, and we're just going to benchmark this laptop and see what the scores are. So let's go ahead and jump right into that and see what we get. Now with this running, my main focus was the CPU and GPU, so we're running a bunch of tests on those and getting the highest score. Now after this, we're going to go ahead and jump into a couple of games. I'm just going to grab a selection from ranging from 1998 to 2001, so we get a mixed variation of games that are kind of around that era. So let's go ahead and jump into the first game, which is Need for Speed 3. There is just something amazing about hearing the old hard drives clicking and the CD-ROM just spinning and clicking as well. So nostalgic.
See the smoke, but you seem to be heading for a fire. I'm giving you a warning. Try to take it easy.
The way. Why are you leaving me here? Gordon, if I'd known it was you, I'd have let you in. Everyone's heading for the service. I think they're crazy. Stay put.
Alright, well that's pretty much it, but before I conclude this video, if you made it this far, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you want to get more content like this, and definitely give a thumbs up or a thumbs down. It really helps with feedback. But otherwise, the only thing I gotta say is this laptop's amazing. And I always have this next to me in my bed, so before I go to sleep, I definitely would love to pull this out and play some retro games that are not on GOG or I just can't get working on my main machine. Otherwise, I will catch you guys on the next video.